All right, so this is a Brazilian horror comic that I won. That was, in my opinion, one of the best ones that I've seen. I almost bid on it when it came to Heritage one time, but that was when I won the Supernatural one that I have from Jaime Cortez. Um, and this thing went for like, I think it went for like $700 at the time in the auction. And I've been eyeing one up. There's one on eBay right now, and I've been eyeing that one up for about a year, roughly. And then luckily another one came to auction, and I was able to win it for much less than what it went for on eBay. Um, the artist of this book, the cover artist, is his name is Jose Ravelli Nito, and he goes by the name Zezo. He started in 1953 in an advertising agency. 3 years later, he moved on to comic book work. He was known for Western and romance, um, children's stories, things like that. Um, he then, of course, became a horror artist, and that's where I guess he really blew up. He did a book of illustrations for a Frankenstein comic in 1960 to 61. That was pretty popular. And he created an adventure comic in 1961. And then in 1963, he was employed in the propaganda department of Duratex. From what I've looked online, Duratex, if it's the same company, they made like roll-on insulation, I guess, for speakers, adhesive or something, maybe to dampen the sound of the speakers. But they look like a chemical company, and I guess they made like little comics and stuff for the employees, kind of like the military. I can't remember the name of it now, but the U.S. military, where Joe Kubert, PS something, preventive maintenance monthly, something like that. Maybe it was something in that regard where it kind of showed you like employee safety and what not to do, and put it into a cartoon form so they could understand it easier. But in my opinion, this is one of the best covers in the Brazilian horror. This is 4.0, and this is Gato Preto 29. This is from 1960. Jack Olick and Stanley stories inside, Dicko, Kriegston, and Kirby art. The cover is Jose Ravelli Zezo Neto. This book contains Out of This World number 3, Incredible Science Fiction 32 and 33, and Tales of Suspense number 10. But this is a beautiful cover. Decapitation. Let's see if I can get that glare off of there. There we go. So I think the one that went off on Heritage was either 4.0, could have been a 5.0. I think the one currently on eBay is advertised. It's not graded, but I think it's advertised like a 4.5. But I got a really good deal on this one. Basically stole it. But love this cover, and like I said, I've been eyeing it up since I saw it. This one, the Jaime Cortez Supernatural one. There's like 3 or 4 more that I really want to get my hands on. So I'm working right now, trying to find those, and I think I'll be pretty much content after that. I picked up a couple other ones in one of my other videos. The one with the rats eating through the stomach. That was a Mexican horror comic. I haven't seen anything else that to me, that's like the most gruesome one I've seen. I haven't seen anything else that even comes close to that in Mexican horror. But this was one that it's definitely on my list, and I'm glad I was able to snatch it. I've only seen 3 of them so far. I don't know how many of these are actually out there. 1960, there probably is a couple more. Probably super, super hard to get, but it is a really great cover. Um, these are starting to hit the market a lot more now as people are realizing the money it's in them. So you're going to see more Brazilian horror comics pop up as they're making their way to the U.S. and international markets. A lot of these collectors in Brazil, they're going to start releasing these. And there's people already kind of combing the area for these books to sell them to market. So I think you'll start seeing these come out a lot more, or be a little more readily available. I mean, it's still going to be high price, but depending on the subject matter and the cover and the artist and all that stuff, it's all going to be relative. But I think you're going to start seeing these come out and more auctions that feature these Brazilian horror books. Like I said, I've been paying attention to them for about maybe all the way back. I want to say it was like 2014, 15 maybe. I first saw them. And I start, tracking them and things, but they weren't coming to market. You'd see them, and I went to learn more about them before I jumped the gun on them. And that Supernatural one, when they had that auction heritage, is when I finally jumped on it and um, dipped in and got one. And then the Mexican horrors, and like I said, I've done a couple of them now. Gotten a few of them, but this is really great cover. So I'll probably end up getting maybe 5 more that are on my radar that I want, and then that'll be it. But you say this and then you see other ones come out, and then but beautiful cover. And then the back cover is it's like a novella or books you can order, Cleopatra and such. And the thing with these are, the grades. You see a few sometimes that are high grade, like 8s or 7s. For the most part, when you're buying these Brazilian horrors, you're looking between like realistically like 2s to maybe 5s for the most part. You do see 6s, but for the most part, they generally range between 2 and 5. And then every once in a while, you do get that rare. A lot of times, it's like this one's even got a little bit of staple rust. Um, that seems to be the worst thing on these is the staples. They always rust out. And it's just from the climate and the way they're stored. I've seen a couple photos and videos. One in particular, one collector had these books floor to ceiling. No bags and boards, obviously, but floor to ceiling, stacked on top of each other, on wooden shelves. In a whole room, like the whole room, it was like the one wall that ran down the whole room. They were just stacked straight up. Kind of reminds you of the Mile High collection a little bit, the way they were found, but not near as great a condition as the Mile Highs, obviously, but that's due to the climate. But yeah, really love this cover. All right, that's going to be it for now. I got more books coming in. Got 2 more auction wins, some more pre-orders, and some books for last week. They should be here, I think Friday. They hit. Today is Wednesday, but Friday in a couple days I'll have my books from last week hit, and then I'm supposed to have 1 or 2 auction wins. So I'll be putting them up as well, posting those videos. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Thanks.